Hello YouTube, welcome to the dojo. You're here with Samurai Man, and today we have the Transformers Generations Voyager class Beast Wars Rhinox, the Maximal, and he looks great. You can see he is pretty much exactly like what he looked like in the show. He could have been a little darker. I think that's like the one thing, and like his horns could have been kind of like a brownish bronze-ish kind of color. More, not bronze, more like a brass, but that's not too big a deal. He still looks fantastic. This is pretty much spot on Rhinox. Like, this is just a must-have for Beast Wars fans. And a lot of people are Beast Wars fans. That was a fantastic series. One of my favorite, if not my favorite series. And I know people have issues with Beast Machines. I thought it was fantastic as a follow-up series. I loved it. So, that's just my thoughts on the shows. But there we go. Very cool. As far as articulation goes, you can kind of get these legs moving at the shoulders. I don't know, maybe he's like, relaxing, like, he's like, taking in that flower. I love nature. I don't know, classic Rhinox. Something like that. You can bring him back also, but a little less clearance. So that's how those joints work. Nothing really here at the back legs. I mean, you can kind of do that, but then you expose some ugly hollow parts, and it just looks weird. I don't even know, maybe you can try getting him in like a running position or something, maybe like he's walking or something. Yeah, we'll just leave it like it is. But that didn't look bad. Other than that, that looks fine. Nothing at the tail, it's just one all giant, this whole section here, this whole segment, it's all rubber. So, Same with the ears, they're rubber. They kind of look like they've got something going on, like there's a moving gimmick. That was like a rumor that they can move, but I don't know, it looks like there might have been something that they took out. We're not too sure. Nicely done molding in all the skin. There's like wrinkles here at the bottom of the feet where it all collects. And then same with the face. Got some more wrinkles there. The snout, ears everywhere. You can tell the skin just looks like it's really tough and rugged like a rhino. So I do like that. Obviously not in too much pain for it. Not necessary. I mean the horns, teeth, at least for the rhino mode, but it's like the horns, the teeth, and the toenails, I guess. That's all I really needed. You can't open up the mouth quite a bit, just do the transformation like, oh, he's eating that whole. But there you go. That looks a little more natural. Very nicely done. You can see his face is in there. It's like, hey there, buddy. Hey. Eyes are nicely done as well. They got nice little black dots. It's not like there was really any craziness needed, but there we have Rhinox. He looks cool. And another nice little feature is you can store his cannons in the underside of his belly because it is pretty hollow without them. But with them there, it does fill out a lot. So nice use of storage plus a nice use of filling in the rest of his body. So transferring this guy, we'll come to the bottom here. What we'll do is what you want to do is untab these. It's a lot of shell forming, so there's going to be a lot of untabbing. But untab these segments here of his hide. Kind of get them out. And what you want to do is, for now, we're just rotating them out of the way because they do rotate for transformation. There we go. Actually, we'll just completely unfold them on this hinge. That will make more room so you can pull out the cannons that are kind of tabbed in. The way they go in is these hollow parts here on the cannon do kind of slide into some pegs that are in there or some joints. So that's really how that works. See, like I said, it's pretty hollow without them, so it's nice out there. Next up, we'll go ahead and pull out the shoulders. You can see, just like split them apart. He looks really robotic here, mechanical, like. So rotate him up. Then we'll take this whole hide area and the bottom part of the jaw, actually. We'll start with that. Flip it down. Take this whole hide area. It's on a giant hinge. Bring it backwards, just like in the cartoon, or I guess CGI show. We'll call it the animation. Bring it on the back. That's how it was in that. And then here again, we have this another giant hinge section. Oh, that kind of hurt. Just folding out my thumb. But fold it up anyways. Bring this whole section inward. There you go. There's his face. Again, just like in the show, we got this bottom jaw part here, but first what we're going to do is let's get some more. There's a lot of shell forming, but it's done right. It's shell forming done right, so it's not that bad. I can forgive it. Double hinge at the back of this hide, bring it forward. So you bring this back, bring this forward, collapses it very well. Bring this down. This giant chunk of hide. Actually, what we do is, it's kind of hard to see, but this weird, I don't know, brownish tan piece, we'll bring it out. It was compressed inward. Bring it outward, rotate it around. Actually, we'll start by, as you can see, this piece of the hide does unfold. And we'll bring it down on its hinge. Again, another double hinge that you do want to just unfold it down on. You can see right here is the inner workings of it. bring it down and bring it around. Make sure it's secure. And I'll have to undo it later to get the foot out, but for now, I'll do it like that. Rotate this around, if I can get it. Because it does need to rotate. There we go. So rotate that around. And I'm just going to undo it for a sec. Fold out foot. Bring it back in. And that looks exactly like in the animation. So, very cool. Now what you want to do, we have this here flap that forms the crotch plate, fills it out. We got some nice molding showing off. We'll show that off in a bit more. But you have that, bring down the jaw, that fills it in. And it's just all coming together. And I'm trying to remember if this folds in or not. Yeah, I think this goes in like that. Yeah. So what you want to do is, at first we had this part like this. Or does it? I don't remember. So coming up near the top more, this is where things are going to get a little more evasive, we'll call it. But what you want to do is you have this flap here, rotate it around, and then we have to like double fold it in. There's again a hinge here, bring it inward, and rotate this segment inward just to line it up with the body, make it look all nice. There we go. Just collapse it all in, and just line it up how you wish, how you think it looks right. Double hinge there, or there we go. Bring it in, collapse it, and rotate it inward. And there we go. Make it all nice. Bring down the shoulders. They just collapse in and fold over very well. And this kind of doesn't work out that well, but there is, like, you can see it collapses inward. But gravity just brings it down. Nothing really pegs or snaps. It's just, you know, it'll bring itself down. So that could have been done a little better, but whatever. Unfold out the forearms at the mechanical parts. And bring out the fist. Close them back up. There we go. Again, that is very Rhinox from the animation style. That's so Rhinox. I know, right? Totally. And there we have him. Woo. He is a tad loose. My one complaint. If I had to complain about this guy, I'd say he's loose. If you had a gun to my head and said, what do you not like about this Rhinox? I'd be like, oh my gosh, what do you have a gun to my head about a toy? It's not even, it's so dumb, it's a dumb reason, but I'd have to say his joints are loose. So yeah, that's how that go down. So now we have Rhinox fully transformed, and he looks fantastic. Here we have him with his Gatling guns of destruction. What you want to do here is take these pegs and rotate them. They are on a hinge. And that's the storage mode. Now we have them in battle mode, or whatever you want to call them. Go ahead, and now what they have is a nice little gimmick here. You have this brown piece on the top. Push it, and nice little Gatling buzzsaws. Awesome, with some very nicely done molding. You see, it's really nice with the molding. Cool. Take his hands, they slide right in. No worries. And now he's ready to fight some Predacons. I'm in a bad mood. I remember that scene, you know, when Optimus was in trouble. He was lost in the stars. He was Rhinox was trying to find him. I'm in a bad mood. He sounded kind of like that. But yeah, that looks awesome. He is tearing it up. He is going to destroy some Predacons. Megatron needs to get the hell out of the way. Now for his articulation, you can bring up his head anyway. He does have a ball joint, which is nice because even though his head is really big, usually, like, look at this giant chin, you'd have issues with moving it. But this guy has no problems looking any which way. Very nice. On the lookout. His shoulders can rotate upward, very nice. You can bend them at the elbow and rotate them at the bicep. Cool, love it. There's a fair amount of paint job done here on the inner shoulder, which is also very nicely done because sometimes you don't see that kind of quality, but they did a good job with this guy. So very, very cool. His wrists do not rotate, unfortunately. They just flip out, but not a big deal. I think they're fine for what they are. Nothing at the waist. Again, it rotates, but not in the way that you would think, because unfortunately, just like to do the transformation, his waist does rotate in a weird way, so you can't really use it. His thighs, however, do rotate, so there we go. Ball joint, or not ball joints, what am I saying? They are on a nice, like, I don't know what you'd call that joint, but they're there. They rotate upward, outward. They are super loose, like horribly, horribly loose. That is, again, my one complaint. Getting him to stand is really annoying and difficult. That is my one frustration. But other than that, it's cool. Bend at the knee, pretty good. He's got a nice stomping, you know, position. Like, Stomp on Inferno and Waspinator. Rah, rah, rah. His toe joints, no, not really there. Nothing there at the feet. Kind of just sits there, but not a big deal. Other than that, he looks great. Very aesthetically true to the Rhinox name. So Rhinox does have a ton of the same adaptations from his original design that have been made a lot better than the original toy, obviously. Size is great. All the paint apps are there. You got these lines here with the darker colored grayish green. You've got these thigh, pieces from his hide that are showing. That's a nice little nod to the original character design. They definitely took that CGI model and put it to use. The feet as well. Got these nice little black flip out feet with the toes. I believe they were supposed to be... The toes might have been facing the other way with the flip out part, but this makes it look a little nicer and cleaner. I could be wrong, but I think that's how it was. The feet here on the arm, that's spot on. That's how it was. Having the jaw flip out to be the chest, and then the head fold on the back, spot on. Everything about this, they did a great job with trying to reimagine this guy into a current design. Taking a look at this Rhinox head, it is fantastic. I love this gold mohawk across the top. I love the giant eyebrows, the red eyes, big old, chin going up around the side of his face. Maximal logos on the side of his head, spot on. The only one complaint is obviously the lips are not filled as much as they were in the show. He did have pretty big lips in the show. Here they're kind of flat. So minor complaint, nothing big. Other than that, everything else is fantastic. So really can't complain. I do wish they finished painting the mohawk though. You can see it just stopped there. But again, nothing too crazy. So you can see here Rhinox with a more current Age of Extinction Voyager class figure. He is a more smaller in height but stockier figure. So it's kind of a trade-off. I mean, he was a very bulky figure in the show, so I don't mind the trade-off with the height. That I can live with that giant shoulder span. So really no complaints. Looks great. Plus, I mean, if anything, we're seeing that there's a bigger size in the Voyagers for the current figures, so maybe they'll get bigger and stay bigger, and yeah, we'll see how. So to transform back, we'll start at the hands. Just flip out the forearms. You can get them. I'm trying to remember how. There we go. Flip in the hand, and then you don't really close it. You do see the thumb sticking out. Not crazy about that, but at the same time, it's kind of a nitpick. You don't really notice it when you have them completely in Rhino mode, but still. Flip up this underjaw just so we can flip up this flap. Fold open these flaps over here. Get them completely out of the way in every way possible. Rotate them so they line up. So they do rotate. And then let's see, where do we want to move from here? It's like a giant puzzle. Go ahead and flip around these giant hide pieces, just get them out of the way. Flip up the foot. That giant whole foot section. Just kind of flip this out of the way and up and out of the way, back down, there we go. What we'll do here is we'll rotate this whole segment, just because I think it'll be easier if we just do it now. There we go. Now we have the Rhino feet facing forward, and then just rotate everything like this. You want to have it up like that. Flip inward this whole segment. It's kind of weird, but it goes this back segment here. Flip it in, and then bring down the thighs, and that's how you do that. Bring up these giant hide pieces. They are going to flip around like this, and when you have them proper, they will hide the giant hollow gaps that I don't even know why they're hollow, but unfortunately that's how they do it. We're going to hide them in that way. Giant pieces, hide, there we go. There we go. Have everything properly oriented as I mentioned. So, it's getting there. It's going to take some time. Bring up or actually first what we're going to do is we're going to bring up these shoulder bits and bring out this giant chest bit. So get that component out of the way. Bring in the shoulders. Rotate the feet forward. Want them like that. Bring in the shoulders like that. Kind of just even them out. Bring up this giant face. Bring this whole segment downward. That'll just line everything up here. Make sure it's all in proper. Bring this down and then bring the shoulders in around it. I see what you did there. There we go. So you're going to want to have it like that. There we go. So now it's all lined up. You just got half a rhino. Bring this whole jaw, or not just the jaw, but everything from down here upward, this giant hinge section. And the back of the neck here will tap into a piece on the inner mouth It's kind of hard to see it, but it's in there. I saw it. I know it's there. There we go. And that'll hold everything in place. And just kind of get everything going. It's getting there. As I said, it's getting there. Bring down this whole segment on its hinge. Line everything up. And I'm going to mess with it later to get the weapons in, but just for now, just so we know where everything's going, I'm going to kind of have it like that. Bring in this whole hide section here on both sides. Again, once you've got it lined up, you know it's good. Just standard shell forming, a lot of panels to line up. Just kind of want to get it all oriented at first, and then we'll get the panels all going. For now, I just want to make sure everything's where it should be, and then I'm going to tab really everything in. Because once it's tabbing in, you know you're doing it right. So get this tabbed in. There we go. Bring back this butt piece. This is probably the more difficult piece just because it is rubber. I mean, it's difficult and easy because since it's rubber, it's malleable and you can mess with it to get it in a little easier. At the same time, it's rubber and everything else is plastic, so getting rubber and plastic to bend to each other, it's not the easiest. It's usually where I have my most troubles. The rubber usually wants to fight the plastic and just come out, which is kind of what's happening here. It's like once I get one part in, the other part wants to pop out. But there you go. Now I take his Gatling guns and then just clip them in. There you go. Fold out these bits where he holsters them. If you see it, fold them up. There we go. Kind of just have them lined up into the way you want it. And again, I'm going to go ahead and untab this piece. As I said, I knew I was going to have to do this, but kind of just bring this whole segment out. Kind of just like de-transforming them. I don't know what de-transforming, is that a word? Get these pegs and everything lined up the proper way. I believe, I do declare, they go this way. I just need to remember which way these pegs are supposed to face. Are they facing this way or is it the other way? Yep, there we go, like this. Then just push it in. It's in. We're good. Line everything up. Get these joints to fit. And when you've got it all done, you should have something that looks like a rhino. If yours looks like a giraffe, you've clearly done something wrong. I don't know. Maybe you have the wrong figure. Maybe you just pegged something in improperly, but should look like a rhino and not a giraffe. But there you have it, guys. Looks great. If you're Beast Wars fans, which you probably are, I know there's people who don't like it, but for the most part, I know a lot of people are a fan of Beast Wars. So, get this guy. He's awesome. Really, really awesome. Plus, we got Rat Trap. So, bam, 2 out of 5. They should definitely make a new Dinobot. People have been saying Dinobot for years. We need a new one, updated one. Now's the time. Look at what they've done with Rhinox. A Dinobot in this way would be amazing. So, let's get a Voyager Dinobot going. Let's get a new Cheetor, because that revamped classic or anniversary collection one sucked. I didn't own it, but I've seen pictures. It was, what were they doing? No good, no good. I do have the Legends Takara Optimus Primal on pre-order, so I will be getting that and reviewing it, and that should be coming out in October-ish. So hopefully that'll be then. So I'll have a good collection going strong for this set. And what else? Oh, if we can get anyone else, that'd be great. But I'm trying to think. Let's see. Cheetor, Rhinox, Rat Trap, Optimus, Dinobot. No, that's all. Alright. So anyways, guys, don't forget to follow me on Tumblr at Mecation, as well as Twitter at Mecation, Instagram at Mechas of Ironheart. Also, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe to my channel at YouTube. It's fun to have you guys backing me up, seeing what you have to say. Awesome to hear from you. And anyways, guys, take it easy. Have a great day. And until next time.